Hello, internet friends. Welcome back to more Final Fantasy XVI. We're in wind down mode after the previous chapter. I don't. Let's just talk to people and check things, and then get some side quests, and go do some hunts and craft some gear. You know, that kind of stuff. That kind of. How many? We got 4 letters. Okay. About the other day, from Otto. I'll have you know, I ain't never shed a tear in front of no one, not even my mother, and you won't soon catch me doing the like again. So if it please your lordship, we can forget about the whole damn thing. The Cid I chose to follow all them years ago is gone, and there ain't no dragging him back from the depths of whatever hell he's talking his way into. But his legacy that lives on, in you and everyone else here at the Hideaway, sure as the sky is blue. At least, I think it's still blue. And as long as it is, I'll be right here where you can count on me. That auto scene I was not ready for, by the way. The auto flashback scene. I did not expect that to come out of just some random dialogue. That was so good. Greetings from the Crimson Caravans. Hello, Eloise. I trust you and your party gained the Dominion. Your party gained the Dominion without further event, like going through the gate and everything. Well, I mean, the entire Crystalline Dominion city might be destroyed at this moment, or at least the entire upper levels. Should your travels ever bring you back to the markets and put you in need of additional assistance, you will find the Crimson Caravans more than happy to oblige. We might even offer a discount on our usual rates. A discount? Do you know what we just did? She's going to give us a 10% discount and like a coupon. We'll just save them all from getting Zeta-flared into oblivion. That's just the plight of, I guess, being a superhero or an anime protagonist when you save people that don't know what you did to save them. Cursebreaker intelligence. Reports from our brothers and sisters afield are all the same. These accursed skies cast not only a pall over the land and over the hearts of her people, hearts already heavy from the fall of the Dominion and the destruction of Storm's final mother crystal. For now the realms endure, but with each new flood do her few remaining children descend further into madness. The situation is, as ever, dire. Fresh wings shall find you on a new moon's turning. Until then, our watch continues. May the crystal's curse be broken. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of Akashic just enemies now. And again, in both ways that 14 did it, with Ether and or Dynamis, this theme of something changing the entire world state and then turning people into demons or whatever. It is a theme. Hello, eyebrows. Quite the mess. Word out of Twin Side is that there's little left of the capital after the Mad Prince's royal tantrum. That's true. But what of you and yours? Did you manage an escape before the city went tits up? I trust you did, but Astolis might be good to set Elle's mind at ease. Theodore. That boy is too handsome. He's kind of like, I'm being blocked, but like, it's way too handsome. Okay. Those are all the letters. No quest procs from the letters. Let's go talk with our NPC friends.
Trouble with your gear, or
Ask about the skies. Oh.
fretting about the skies?
Won't help me get my work done, so I'm going to keep to my forge, and leave saving the world those better suited for the task.
That is.
They fancy giving me a hand shooing the birds. Do you mean, do chocobos wear anything on their feet?
So, what it be?
Brightburn. Oh man, I love me 2 attack and 2 stagger upgrade. Oh lord. This uses the grindstone, which is the previous sword we made, and then the light shard upgrade from Bahamut. Lingered there no warmth nor smoke, but in his light did burn both flesh and bone. I mean, we'll make it. Probably that'll look really cool.
Should last you a good while.
Do we have any new armor? Nope. Maybe something will unlock when we... Oh, we do. We already have the orichalcum. So stained loincloth and marble flower. So a marble hunt? Marble king, maybe? Stained loincloth, though. There's only a few enemies in Final Fantasy lore that I think would be wearing a loincloth. And one of them is very scary. If that counts. So we'll have to see. But no new belt item, huh? Okay. Gotcha.
Anything else?
I'll have to check through some... Oh. I'll have to check through some achievements, see if I need to make every item at least once. I don't know if that would be an achievement just to craft everything, because I have not done so. So it looks kind of like a dragoon spear. At least the fact that it's a sword that is segmented to essentially have a spear tip section. I'm going to assume that there is dragon markings. I can't really see. You gotta Dark Souls it. Wish you could like inspect your weapons. Oh yeah, that's just like Bahamut's wings inlaid into the his little dragon thingies on the hilt, I guess, or in that case the pommel. Brightburn's going to last you a good while indeed, so hope you like it. It looks fine. My eyes. Still don't know what the hell this is. I'm assuming this is like the Ultimaniac mode, maybe. So where are we at now with all the different boss fights? Yeah. Goodness. And stage replays. Yep. Sorry. Flashbang? Hold on, where is it? Flashbang out. That's the wrong... Where is the...
Flashbang. There it is. Flashbang out.
I need like just the radio voice.
Clive.
About the skies, though. I'm really not expecting me to explain these skies. If I had a hazarded guess, I'd say it were the end of the world.
Realms in chaos.
I had orders canceled on me left and right, and that's from the few associates I haven't lost contact
As
with.
the old saying goes.
There's opportunity in adversity. The market for sharp steel's more bullish than ever. I'll find a way to keep this place fed and watered. Don't you worry. I won't let our little family go hungry, whatever the weather. Okay.
If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
The fourth stage on little arcade pedestal will unlock once you've done certain things in the penultimate act of the game. Oh, okay. Sure. I'm assuming it's just a different... It's gotta be just a different mode of some sort. Oh. You got a... Oh, 15% XP on this one. I didn't grab that one.
You'll not find a better price than that.
I never thought I needed the XP. Is there any new... There's no new materials that pop up? Nope. Ah. Orchestrion roll. Sure.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
But we'll have to go around the world and eventually buy all of them.
You'll not find a better price than that.
The last elixir. Upon KO, automatically restore all HP, fills limit gauge, and increases attack power by 10% and defense by 30% for 60 seconds. Oh, so it's a automatic Phoenix down with both a strength tonic and a stone skin tonic built in. I might as well have one in the back pocket. Why not?
It'd better all be here.
Might as well have one in the back pocket.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
You got out else? I reckon I can find a buyer.
The delivery on that is so much. Let's see. We got a couple of things that can
You got out else?
sell for Gil.
I reckon I can find a buyer. You got out else?
That's it.
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Yeah, it sounds like things you do in New Game Plus for sure. Oh, it needs to be equipped on your bars to work, by the way? Does it really? It needs to be in your item slots. Oh, there's Bahamut channeled. Indeed. You got 2,000 points. Wings of Light. Goes to the Mega Flare. And then Flare Breath. Yep. Seems all right. Impulse. Summons the Spheres of Light. They deal continuous damage. Okay. Little heat-seeking stuff. Oh, Satellite. Ah, summon multiple light-aspected familiars. Okay. So it's just a little will-o-wisp thing. Little arc buddy. Destiny 2 style. And then you just have Giga Flare. Yeah. Yeah, so we've got to learn that, get to that, because Giga Flare is hilariously good from what I can tell. Increases the number of hits inflicted by the beam. Mm-hmm. Both left and right can be used to aim and exploit enemy vulnerabilities. Just you can only, you're locked in the animation, you can just tilt it back and forth. And battle technique for Giga Flare is just strike an enemy multiple times. Sure. Obviously. Damn. Yeah, so I want to keep Titan. Although I'm not married to like Upheaval. We didn't master Judgment Bolt. Oh, we did, because we moved it over to Garuda. I don't have enough points to master. But if I took off Phoenix, I would lose Phoenix Shift, which is fine. But then I'd want to master Will, and then I could only technically have one. I'd have the default ability and then one ability, which I would imagine I'd want Bahamut's ultimate. You'd want Giga Flare then. I have to think about that. If you want to keep Titan, I recommend eating Garuda. The 2 seconds from the Garuda stun loses a lot of worth. The 2 seconds from the Garuda stun loses a lot of worth from here. Oh, outside of hunts. Well, sure. Yeah, because the Garuda... So Deadly Embrace is really only good on hunt mobs. So having a different layout makes complete sense. Because you can't... Deadly Embrace does nothing if you're in icon mode, right? So if you're not fighting something just as Clive, it does nothing. And I imagine moving towards the end of the game. Well, not end of the game. The end game is here, but I probably still have 30 hours left. So it might even at the end game. Yeah, we'll have to do some adjustments. That's for sure. I almost feel like I need to have a loadout for doing hunts and then a loadout for story mode. But then a lot of the times in story mode, especially if we're going to go fight Odin at some point soon, within reason. We're going to be Ifrit for that, so we're not going to have our abilities.
Seems the hideaway is lost.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
I don't know if this is that type of storm, kids. Yeah, once all 7 icons, for sure. For sure, for sure. I do like the Titan block. I like the block on Titan because I feel like it's almost a, it's not even a good parry, because even if you block into something, they'll still keep attacking you. I think it's fun.
Good morrow to you, my friend.
Although, I think if I were to really make use of Titan's block combo, if you want to do a limit break oriented build, I'd kind of have to wear both the limit break accessories to both gain more from taking damage and gain more from dealing damage. Since that ability, when you proc the precision block, you gain a bunch of limit break. But normally you're going to still take damage during those punches because it doesn't interrupt the enemy.
With the darkening skies,
Fear has once again taken hold of our hearts, and though I have no power to dispel the gloom above, I should like to believe my tales help to lighten it below.
but be that as it may,
Turning our eyes from the problems which face us will not help to solve them. A mere tale cannot lighten the burden of those who must bear the weight of the world. I'm gonna juice you up with
I don't believe
some
you've read
lore.
this particular chapter before.
Lore beam. Level 5.
This is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
New entry about Gil? What? Gil has been a common currency of Valistea ever since the signing of the Continental Accord many centuries ago. I guess I unlocked this with getting another level. The Accord entrusted to the administration of the currency to the realm's most trusted merchant guild, headquartered in what would be later become the Free Cities of Canver. The new currency took its name from the founder of said merchant guild, the legendary trader Gelbard the Golden. Trade flourished around the newly established mint, and over time, the worship of money grew into a full-fledged religion, the Great Bank of Gelbard the Lender. Weird. Adamantite, lost mother crystals, lost ones. When Sidolphus Telamon put his plans to destroy the mother crystals in motion, 5 of their number towered over the twins, 3 less than Ultima set in place eons past. Yeah, 5 of their number towered over the twins. There's only 1 remaining now. Oh, so there were 8? There used to be 8 mother crystals. The mother crystal of Zemeckis was the first to fall, followed by Drake's Horn in Southern Ash and Drake's Eye in the Northern Territories. Now, nothing remains of them save for the scars left behind by their passing. So there used to be 8 of them. And now we're down to 1. The bright convulsion of shards that sits at the center of each mother crystal, the heart of the mother crystal. When a heart shatters, so too does the mountain around it, or in this case, a weird flowery cocoon. Since time immemorial, sanctuaries have been built around the hearts for the worship and protection of these irreplaceable treasures. The hearts, however, have their own methods of self-defense, replying to any attack upon them with unique and deadly magics, or apparently summoning and creating fallen. Like, each of these we've had like fallen monsters, fallen constructs fight us. Like we just fought the necrophobe at this one, the last one we just did. So clearly they're connected to that in some way.
For me, I should be happy to answer it.
Primogenesis, a spell cast by Ultima that cast a roiling pall over all Valistea. Yep. Ifrit risen. The 2 icons of fire ignited as one. Clive and Joshua manifested this being in the skies above the crystalline dominion after entreating their icons to grant them the power they needed to quell the raging Bahamut. It has the body of Ifrit and the wings of the Phoenix and a might that far exceeds either icon alone. Which is fun, because that actually happened in 14 as well, when both Ifrit and Garuda... Well, it was Ifrit and Garuda in that regard, because there's no... Phoenix was just a boss, like a random enemy. It wasn't an icon, primal summon, that kind of thing. So there is a form that is the two merged, just not the exact same. What are you saying? Your problem with Titan is you still take damage if you counter? Yeah, that's what I was saying before too. Well, right. I was saying in the raids though, Louis Soir was Phoenix, but that was early on and not connected to the raid version of Ifrit. That was the two that formed, but it was the Garuda and Ifrit retelling, right? In last expansion, they merged, whereas just Louis Soir Phoenix was just the Phoenix. Yeah, they were fake anyway. Exactly. I'm just saying there was no... And then the other Phoenix we fight in the current raid, well, 2 tiers ago, was just like a creature inside Pandemonium. So there's actually been 2 Phoenixes. They were created with the intent of expediting the element process. Yeah. That Eden was doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they were just elemental-based bosses. But there was still a moment... That's all I'm drawing is that icons or primals merging, combining together, doing the fusion dance is a thing that's happened multiple times. Or at least in this regard, that one example. I'm sure it probably has happened more times than that, but yeah, just musing about different interaction with different summons, primals, icons. Dominant of the Phoenix and former heir to the ducal throne, though he and Clive trod their separate paths for many years, brothers were finally reunited amid the ruins of the crystalline dominion. Better example would be Ultima weapon in 14 because its actual primals to come together. Oh, well, yeah. The Ultima weapon zucked up Titan, Garuda, and Ifrit, right? At least those 3. But they didn't really make any changes. He didn't look any different. He had a different color. But when the Ifrit Garuda combination happens in the raid, in the Eden raid, there was actually a different version, a different model, right? So this is Rise of the Worm. What just happened? That was the Dragoon Uprising, a rebellion of the Holy Order of the Knights Dragoon that took place in the crystalline Dominion. It was provoked by Emperor Sylvester Lesage's decision to overlook his eldest son, Dion, and make his second-born, Olivier, which was Ultima, child of the Empress Annabella. Although, I guess he could have been a real child, but then Ultima just, like, slurped in there. Although, when and how did Ultima possess Olivier? Because I thought Ultima was locked away inside of Joshua, but clearly he's not anymore because during that battle against Bahamut, I guess he left, got out, escaped, considering Joshua definitely reprimed Phoenix 3 times. One time at the beginning of the encounter, once again during the encounter to Deus Ex Machina with Clive, and then a 3rd time after the encounter was over just to fly out of the city. So, yeah, apparently Ultima got swapped. Implication was that Ultima and Olivier were always one. It's very possible. I just don't know how. I thought Ultima was locked away like 5 years ago or whatever, right? When we had the previous cutscenes before the last time jump. When we almost talked to Joshua after Liquid Fire, right? So I thought he sucked him in, but I guess he can still do Ultima things even though he's supposed to be caged within the Phoenix's body. I don't know. Anime reasons. Child of Empress Annabella, crown prince in his place. Seeing this as yet another victory for Annabella in her long campaign to subvert Saint-Briquois politics for her own ends, Prince Dion ordered the dragoons into action, but having lost control of his icon, he inadvertently laid waste to the city he had tried to save. Yeah, and that's what I was saying before, that Ultima clearly has a glamoring effect, probably on everyone, but definitely on the dominant, the icon bearers, because we just saw that other cutscene with the Waloed King, who just totally had, well, the end of it was really weird. Okay, who else do we have other entries? We have, is this about Dion? He was instead goaded into slaying his own father and driven into madness, transforming into Bahamut and laying waste to much of the Dominion. Yeah. Still got plenty of characters we haven't met yet. I guess not plenty. Oh, yeah. So, okay, so first encounter. Yeah, he was half-brother to both Prince Dion and Clive. See, it makes me think, though, that he was at least a baby. Because at least a human child to some degree. I don't know. Because it reads that second son of Emperor Sylvester of the Holy Empire of Saint-Briquois and third of Empress Annabella, making him half-brother. So it reads that he was like a real person, not just some weird, magical, ethereal, you know, mirage or something. His mother has involved him in the affairs of the imperial court since he was a small child. Then it goes into, after Annabella's machinations, to see the Dalmec siege of the Crystalline Dominion broken and the victory ascribed to the young prince. Sylvester was convinced to surrender his throne to the beloved son, anointing him Emperor Olivier, first of his name. So son, yada yada, thanks to large part of his mother's machinations, yes. A fact that triggered his half-brother Prince Dion to launch a coup against him. It was Olivier's sinister goading that drove Dion to madness. It's written as if he goaded him. But again, if he was Ultima, or Ultima in disguise, or a Visage, or whatever, then there's clearly something else going on there, that the power that Ultima has over the dominance, right? Oh, we will learn what the deals with that situation was? Okay. Gotcha. Wait, Kitty's actually at her PC for a hot minute? My god. And she's just spamming emotes in chat. Of course she is. Huh. Of course it is. So it was Olivier's sinister goading. So it pierced, own demise. It pierced through the heart. Yeah, his father was pierced through the heart by Dion's spear. No, his father was, and then also Olivier was. So pierced through the heart by Dion's spear. As the boy died, his body crumbled into dust, proof that he had become not but another puppet of Ultima. So maybe he was a babby at some point, right? Biological human, you know, raptor child, but then Ultima possessed, took him over, because he didn't just fall over and die and like bleed like a human would. He disappeared into etheric dust. Just poofed away into nothingness. So, yeah. Let's keep looking through this dossier and try to absorb all what's going on. And then I still got to go over and talk to Vivian, and I'm sure she's going to have more stuff going on. So yeah, what's up? Can we appreciate for a second? You probably could. Dion was half dead, not even strong enough to stand or remain conscious, but slammed that child with a spear faster than anyone could do anything about it. Yeah, he definitely still did. I think it was mostly an anime miracle that he fell close enough to it, considering he fell from the upper atmosphere. He got picked up by Phoenix, but that, I guess, Joshua picked up his spear with him, I suppose. I guess. And that's fine. But then he still, yeah, hallucinated his father, saw through the, or could just see Ultima anyway, or Ultima wanted him to be seen. I don't know. Because part of this whole thing too is that Ultima is obviously using these characters for his own ends. Like he's orchestrating this all behind the scenes, right? So so Sylvester, Emperor of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, who plotted with Annabella Rossfield to slay Archduke Elwin of Rosaria and unite their nations under the imperial banner. Together they bore a son, Olivier, to whom Sylvester was beguiled into forfeiting his throne. See, I wonder, yeah, at what point did Ultima, like, possess the child and basically glamour these people in a way? If you don't, unfamiliar, glamoring is a term used by, like, vampires, or at least in vampire lore, to make other people do something you want just by talking to them. It's like Jedi mind trick, but not a temporary thing. Right? It's like a inserting the will into glamored subjects to make them do things that you want. Or change their mind on things, stuff like that. So, much to his first son's displeasure, Sylvester lost his life to Dion's spear when he leapt to Olivier's defense in the throne room of the Twinside capital. Yeah, so it's... Yeah. Quite. So, former Empress of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, after the fall of Rosaria and the death of Archduke Elwin, she remarried Emperor Sylvester and bore him a son, Olivier. It was her dream that together with Sylvester, she would found a new bloodline, one blessed by both Bahamut and the Phoenix. Alas, her dreams were crushed in the wreckage of the Crystalline Dominion when a maddened Dion slew Olivier. And she was to end her life before the disbelieving eyes of her sons she had betrayed. Yeah. That takes some mental guts. Obviously, she's a video game character. But I thought she was going to just get crushed like Disney style, which I guess would have been way less... not impactful, but meaningful. Threatening to cut your own throat, slice your own head off, whatever, is tough to do. And I'm glad they went with that for her, like the conviction / that she was just mentally broken. Because if she just got squished by like falling debris, that would have been kind of lame. Yeah, we just saw Barnabas's mother, which it's got some weird Homelander vibes. So I'm not sure why she would show up naked to her son, but then royal families and I don't know, incest stuff happened. That's a trope of these royal bloodline families, I suppose. Although it could just be that Ultima just is naked all the time, I guess. So whatever he visages himself as, they're just naked. So the mother of King Barnabas of Waloed, or at least an Ultima summoned illusion of her, as his majesty remembers her in life. I guess so, Delphir. Sure, I guess so. Yeah, maybe he could see past the disguise. So Ifrit Risen goes here. Interesting. Gotcha. So obviously we still have two more. Probably because is Ultima on this page as a bestiary? I guess not. Okay. Dude, one of those two last remaining ones is going to be a Tonberry. I'm going to be so sad. Even though maybe Tonberries don't fit in this world. We shall find out.
The door to the shelves
All
shall
right.
ever be open.
So much lore. Many characters. Let's keep moving.
Is a storm coming soon?
All right. So check that. Check the shop. checked our upgrade. Hold on a moment.
The battle cries of dread won't die. In ruin lies less.
And then?
As shrinks the glim, so spirits dim, unanswered call, a prayers.
Okay. Trying to place where that all came together, but I'm not sure.
Will we ever see the sun again?
Hey, Torgal. Torgal's just watching. I mean, the sun's right there. You can see it through the clouds. And you really never want to stare at the sun anyway.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
So what? What did you see? Alright, alright. Almost there. Getting all the updates. Vivian, hello.
Back again?
Oh, all I can do is view the state of the realm, that's it? She has no other
Allow me
dialogue?
to educate you. Here's the latest information I have.
Yep, so now Ultima's moved over there. Bringer of Chaos? In the course of Bahamut's rampage in the skies above the crystalline Dominion, Drake's tail is destroyed and much of the city-state and one-time holy capital reduced to rubble. Now just a single mother crystal remains standing in Valstea, Drake's spine, far away in the wild wastes of ash. Deceased indeed. Yeah. The whole Ultima possessing Olivier makes it even worse because if he was possessed the whole time, right? Like, and was a puppet, then technically a small child was like potentially watching everything happen and couldn't do anything about it. You know what I mean? Essentially, to his perspective, he was like stuck in the consciousness, like watching in the mind theater, watching his father die, then getting stabbed through the chest by a dragoon spear lance thing, polearm, whatever. I guess they're lances, depending on where they're. Yeah, okay. It doesn't have Dion as dead. So is he not then? He doesn't have a death card. So Dion is still alive somewhere. Do we bring him back to the hideout? I guess we'll find out, I suppose. So yeah, where is Joshua then? He'd be here with us, I assume.
One must understand one's place in the world.
Yeah, Clive and Joshua are finally reunited at the Twin Side Council Chamber, and their icons unite as one in the skies above it. The single supremely powerful entity they become, Ifrit Risen, is at last able to best Bahamut, the Mother Crystal cracking in the process. Yeah, those were the different battles that we were doing, the different stages, I guess. I wonder if we're actually going to go to Canver, though. Okay.
Thus ends today's lesson.
So many people, so many places, so many things. Oh, you can say something about what I was talking about earlier, but it hasn't come up in the story yet. It also doesn't have Sir Tyler as dead either. Oh. And he was supposed to be. Wade said he died years ago. Oh, the other mother crystals are on the overall world map?
Clive,
Yes, hello.
allow me to educate you.
Oh yeah, they would be up. So the Drake's Eye. Yep. The Northern Territories. That's Drake's Fang. I'm assuming they'd be in the areas that are all wicked blighted, no? It's only one of them. Probably have to go back in time. So here's Drake's Eye again. Breath. Fang. Tail. Spine. Head. That's all of them? I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, but not the other 2. Yeah, one would be somewhere here, I assume. Right? But it doesn't show up on the map that we can see. There could be 2. There could be 2 of them. I'm not entirely sure. Probably could read about each individual one back at Tomes to read about all of the individual mother crystals.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
Recent events, me.
I don't mean to be gloomy.
The whole world's gone to shit. Reports used to be about troop movements and chances to set bearers free. Now it's all ether floods, Akashic attacks, and plagues of bloody bandits. It's always bandits. Always bandits. The Curse Breakers and all our other allies are doing what they can to keep their heads above water.
They need all the
but
help they can get.
They're counting on you, Clive. We all are. Indeed. There's no Alliant reports, though.
Look.
I have to talk to Otto to progress those.
Something in there.
How may I help you today, Clive?
It's not true.
The world can't be ending, can it? I don't know, maybe. We were struggling before the skies went dark, but now I can't imagine how we'll bear it all.
You've lost so much already.
When will it be enough? It will end, won't it, Clive? I don't know, maybe.
Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Holy crap, the rep goes so much higher. Oh my good lord. So 905 is the next. We're at 900. So anything pushes us over. We get a whole bunch of crap we don't need, and 1500 ability points is actually pretty good. That's 1500 with the item we have on. So we get an Orchestrion roll and 1 amber, a Talisman of Priming, and then Unknown. So no loincloths are rep rewards. They could just be from the hunts. Oh, I'm sure there's a maximum. Also, thank you for the dance. 3 more hunts popped up. 10 of clubs. So another super bandit. Because we had the 9 of knives. So 10 of clubs. Merchants who ply their trade across the fields of Korava to live an outlaw 5 and 20 hands high and mighty of Thu and mighty of Thu who preys upon unescorted travelers. They claim he lives alone in one of the many abandoned villages that litter the region, but none has been brave nor foolish enough to narrow the search any further. If you who read this have either or both of those qualities, although both, the Dalmekians beg your aid. All right. Ooh, the Megath brothers. So even more bandits. A lone. Wait, is it B and A? I gotta sneeze. I'm pretty sure you don't want to know it, but you can reveal it at any time. Oh, I'm sure it's way up there. It's gotta be multiple thousands higher than we already have, right? There's like 30 more hours minimum of this damn game. It's gonna keep going. Having that number is one of the 2 means of knowing you have 100% pre-final mission. Right. Oh, okay. I mean, it would obviously show and be close to it, right? And you said there are 36 hunt or 32 hunts, and we're at 5, 10, 15, 16. So at this hunt mark, once these 3 have been done, that's 16 of 32. Which is halfway. Now, sometimes 1 hunt pops up. Other times we've had 4 pop up. This time had 3. So a lone rowing boat has been sighted making land off the coast of Port Isolde. Its occupants wearing the garb and speaking the languages of Iron Kingdom Crusaders. One can only assume that they come to take their vengeance upon Cid the Outlaw for destroying that which they hold most dear. We advise against all travel to that area, lest they think to kill or capture our members in retaliation. So this is 3 mini-bosses at the same time. Because this is one of them. Or this type of mob. It's a different faction. But we fought these guys before. It's just 3 mini-bosses at once, I take it. So, okay. What do we got? We got Vamare in Dalmekia. Oops. We've got the Quiet Sands in Rosaria. And our S rank, Ruin Reawakened. Sanbroquois legend tells of a dread dragon who set near half the realm alight with his torrid breath. A poison dragon? Maybe? Before being sealed away behind a magical mist by Grieger herself, some sources claim. Though it has long been forgotten which parts of the tale are true, and which are mere myth, recent reports of a great dragon's roar reverberating around the woodland passes of the Empire are real enough. Location unknown. So it has to. So it's in Sandbreck. Because it's a Sandbreck legend. Sealed away behind magical mist. Probably an area we just haven't been to yet. Well, is potentially. Great dragon's roar reverberating around the woodland passes of the Empire. So we've got, it's in Sandbreck, Mist, and Woodland Passes. I guess those are the 3 clues we have. Probably return to the Quiet Sands. After a little bit of the main story, you'll have like 6 pop up. Oh, goodness gracious. You likely haven't explored it on the map. I didn't before the hunt popped up. That's fair. There was multiple little areas that were blocked off, right? They were the red angry circles. So, okie doke. But again, hunts are the best chance to really boost that guild income to be able to buy all the orchestrion rolls. So, before we head out to do those, I will swap those in. I imagine it's just going to be talking to Otto. I don't... Is Joshua in the infirmary?
I can hardly lift my arms. The curse.
Oh, he do be sleeping. Actually, he doesn't have his clothes on. He could have his pants on still, but at least he has his shirt off, because, I mean, you can sleep fully clothed if you like, but that's a little weird. And also very, very hot, and potentially very sweaty. And there's Dion. Okay.
The injuries suffered by both your brother and the prince were bad enough.
Yeah.
But that wound above Joshua's heart is unlike anything I've ever seen. Were he not a dominant, I fear he would have succumbed to it long ago.
So he still has... So did he only trap part of Ultima's power? Or did he trap nothing? Or is Ultima still just... I don't know. I assume it's part of Ultima then. But then he just cast a spell. It's so weird. So he's trapped inside. His physical being may be trapped inside of the Phoenix, but then how did he just stand there, monologue, and then cast a spell that covered the entire island? Dude, if Dion is alive and an ally, there's going to be some ridiculous, like, Ifrit, Phoenix, Bahamut tag team battle coming up. Maybe? I don't know. If Dion can even prime. He still can, but every time after Mythos has zucked some of their juice...
Is there anything we can do? It doesn't feel right sitting around waiting for the world to right.
The last time we saw that happen, it was with Titan. And when Hugo primed, he basically went crazy. Although he was kind of already crazy in the first place because he kept seeing Benedicta. Well, Clive is Clive. The vessel that Ultima wants, he calls Mythos. And the Lord Commander also did too. So, yeah.
The girls here can have Otto and Gav and Gareth and Cole and all the rest. My heart beats for another. Now, if only Lady Taya would let me into the infirmary to see him.
Did she just fall in love with Dion? Every time we talk to her, it's just a different... Oh boy. Let's see, does Mid have any dialogue? She's not even back yet. She's still gone. Okay.
Always fuss over a few dark clouds. You'd think the people here had never seen a storm before.
So she's still not here. Although, hold on. This was not here before. Have they fixed the elevator? Uh-huh. Or at least started building part of what they want to make for the airship then. Because that was not like that before. It was a solid column. Yeah, Mid's still in Canver. Yep, she's been gone from the last quest chunk.
What happened to the sky? You think Sid broke it?
Hush, you two. He did no such thing.
I did. I farted. Really, I'm sorry. Oh, loot up here. What the hell? Alright, whatever. Loot for me? Hello?
After Drake's head, I was beginning to wonder if you'd lost interest in Sid's grand scheme. But here we are. Another crystal cracked, another nation in disarray. You wear the mantle of outlaw well.
Why is your name Suspicious Character, by the way? Because in the dossier, there is another one called Suspicious Character. So, not great. All right, we talked to everybody, I suppose. Took some notes about the hunts. Let's talk to Otto. Oh, you think he's a dev insert? The guy on the roof? Really? Okay. All right, Otto, let's talk.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project.
Okay.
Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
I suppose not.
Okay, now we have to go speak to Vivian and Harpocrates, which we just already did, but
I see
again.
that every report that comes my way makes it into the hands of both Lady Vivian and the Lawsman.
Okay.
If anyone could tell you what might be barreling down the mountain towards us, it would be that pair.
Indeed. Vivian cutscene coming in, maybe?
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe?
Because I'm the main protagonist of an anime game.
To blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think.
Hmm.
A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
Yeah, but dragon lasers will.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
Hmm.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
Okay. Yeah, Vivian cutscene. Let's go. Explain things to me.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us.
The end of days?
Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble.
Cowards.
Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
I love those cutscenes, man.
A castle of sand.
So cool.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing. But pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
Yeah. All right, that's the final conflict with Barnabas is going to be at least the final part of the Mother Crystal stuff, because I imagine Ultimas will be after that. I feel like there's like two major arcs left. The Waloed Barnabas stuff and then Ultima, which also, how the hell is that going to be close to 30 hours? But there's so many more hunts left. There's got to be something else major that's going to happen here, obviously.
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I.
Yeah.
And on the 6th day, did the gods tear the sun from the firmament visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
While we're here,
I was wondering when next you'd visit.
is there a section?
I have compiled some new entries.
Oh.
If you would like to see them.
This is
If you have
based
a
on
question for me,
Vivian's.
I should be happy to answer it.
So is there... Yeah, is there an entry about each of them? Not really. I was hoping there was going to be an entry about each. But there doesn't seem to be an entry about each individual Mother Crystal. Like, there's Drake's Eye, which is, I guess, the only one that talks about. So this stood in the frozen wastes of northern Storm, lands now lost to the Blight, soon after the Mother first fell. The tribes of the north, in a bid for desperation, marched south into Rosaria, Shiva's dominant at their fore. A terrible battle ensued in which fire was pitted against ice, but eventually the Phoenix and the ducal armies succeeded in driving back the invaders for a time. So the only one we get more stuff about is about Eye. Not about the other ones. Yeah. I figured there'd be an entry about each, but... Yeah, the Mother Crystals doesn't do it. Because Drake's head, Drake's fang, Drake's breath, Drake's tail. Then Drake's eye, the only other one it talks about. Okay. Yeah, the crystal flower. When Drake's tail came under attack by a maddened Bahamut, the heart of the Mother Crystal responded by delving into its attacker's innermost thoughts and summoning into creation that which most plagued his tortured soul. The wyvern tail that represented the trust Prince Dion's father placed in him and his duty to the realm. Yeah, because it became that. It became a giant flower. Yeah. One curious thing to note is that many who survived the Night of Chaos claim they witnessed the crystal bloom like a flower before its demise. Yeah, that was quite wild. And I don't know if it's getting older or getting boomer brained. Because like recently I finished watching, well, a bunch of us have been watching From, the show by the folks that made Lost. And we watched all 2 seasons over the past 2 weeks or so. And there's good parts of that show. Well, there's bad parts. We finished season 2 and we're kind of just like, okay, sure, whatever. But I also finished watching all of Severance season 1. And I've had this feeling about movies and media for quite some time. I consume a lot more episodic television, long form movies than actual films lately. But I have a really big appreciation for stories that are cinematically told in a way where the camera will just sit and let the actors act, or the scene will just play out with minimal like cutting and like, obviously if you're gonna do like over the shoulder normal discussion, you know, and the where the people are framed right and left of camera or framed so that you know where they are, whatever, that's fine. But when it goes like too, I call it like Michael Bay or J.J. Abrams style, where it's a cut every couple of seconds and it's a different camera change and it's a camera pan or a move or a crane or a dolly or whatever. When there's too much camera movement, when it makes sense, sure. But a lot of the times, properties that just have characters in a scene, exchanging dialogue or having whatever's going on, reacting to a sequence that's going on, and the camera just lets it happen. And not a lot of modern media will do that as often. But then again, I was really surprised when Severance, because the whole rant here is about when this bloom happened, the cinematography that was happening here in this game just pulled the camera back to a wide and the whole thing just happened. I don't know how long that sequence was, 15, 20 seconds longer. It was slow and a very deliberate showing us, the viewer, what was going on. It didn't cut to different camera angles to show different big petals falling. It didn't cut to like Bahamut again reacting. It just showed the sequence. And I am more and more really enjoying that type of storytelling, which is older camera work. If you go back to older movies like pre-80s, even in 80s at some points, right? The camera is just locked off and shows the action and, you know, over the shoulder, reverse cut, whatever. But I really like it when stories allow moments like that to breathe and just happen without all these ridiculous Michael Bay Transformers, you know, cut every second and a half second, cut, 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 cut. I really enjoy that. And that sequence showing that gigantic bloom was that. Just let it happen. Nothing else is going on. So good.
The shelves shall ever be open.
So good. Now, of course, it immediately goes back into the going, you know, high action, octane, cinematic, you know, Titan battle, essentially. Kaiju battle, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the Attack on Titan in this game wears it on its sleeve. It clearly is. It's a small person becomes very large thing, beast, monster, whatever. Very Attack on Titan-esque. Also, it's almost Gundam-esque too. It's many different influences can be, hello Jill, could be tied to that style of power up or whatever. I could probably search Drake's. Yeah. Oh, what? Was there another one that I missed? Try keyword Drake. Yeah. Sorry, I was ranting about cameras and storytelling. Thematically speaking, wouldn't make much sense for the Mother Crystal blooming to move around. Well, the camera-wise, yeah. The camera movements with Bahamut's abilities doesn't make sense because the movement makes it feel like almost like Bahamut is in charge of the camera. Well, there were definitely moments where it is. And all the different like main abilities you do with your character also change the camera angle too. There are moments where it takes over the camera. So if we do like keyword, or we do by name, it still only has 6. So eye, fang, head, spine, tail. No, and breath. Yeah, 6. Well, Drake's spine is the one that we haven't destroyed yet. I was looking for the ones that fell because when we just learned about that thing with Ultima, there were apparently 8. But when you start playing the game, it was only 5. So I was trying to learn about the previous ones, which the only one that we got anything about was the was Eye in the Frozen Wastes. Because obviously we've dealt with Fang and Head and Breath And spine we're going to, I would imagine. And then tail. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to look for the ones that we haven't heard of, which in this case there are 2 more. Which I think, did the Ultima entry actually say? It wasn't Ultima, I guess, that the entry that brought up was. It was the Mysteries of the Realm, Lost Mother Crystals. Yeah, 3 less than Ultima set in place eons past. Yeah, so the Mother Crystal in Zemeckis, which that was the one that is the giant hole in the ground. And Drake's Horn in Southern Ash. They're Southern Ash. Ash is the island. The one... Yeah, okay.
The door to the
We'd have to go back over to Vivian to get the map then. So there was one way up in the north. There was one where the giant crater is. Because that's the Zemeckis Falls, where the giant beam from the heavens came down and just carved out the land. On the world map. So it would have been... Help. No, damn it. Please. So the one up here, wherever it was like over here or something. And then there was one here, apparently, where the crater is. And then one somewhere south here, I guess. Here, something. I don't know. Over here. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. This is all like just lots of discussion about just trying to make sure just learning about the game. There's so much to take in. And I didn't know I thought when we started the game there was only those 5, but there was 8 in total. Yeah. Which most of them looked like they were basically just thrown into the earth, as it were. Except the one that became the big flourish behind Sandbreck, I suppose.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Akashic out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only 2 people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Yeah, some of them definitely could have erupted from the ground. Oh, so aid Martha's Rest, Northreach, and Dalimil. So it's main quest broken up into side quests, it would seem. But it's weird. Each of them looks kind of different, because one looks like a hot spike that you would... It looks like a pyramid, right? With obviously a pointed end and a flat end, and you would drive it into the ground like a railroad spike. So that one wouldn't have come up from the ground. I guess it could have, but then it formed in what you would imagine is reverse. So yeah, they all in different ways, for sure.
The messages from Martha, Isabel, and Lubor weren't long. But what they lacked in detail, they more than made up for in urgency. Our friends need your help.
And Jill?
I'm ready when you are, Clive.
Okay, right to the point. But now side quests popped up. So side quests in the areas we're going.
Anything catch your eye?
Oh no, it's marking these quests. Down the rabbit hole, the flames of war and why we fight. Okay. So Martha's Rest, the marketplace outside, maybe the Dame wants to talk to us again. And then down the rabbit hole in the that's from
Always something in there.
Lubos, whatever the dude. Oh, more updates on the world map? Let's see. Multiple points. but they're main quest ties. So where are we going? We can do Dhalmekia first. That's the first hunt, the weakest one, which is in Vamera in Dhalmekia, which I don't know where that is. Is that somewhere we've already explored? This map is quite large, but there's still places that are locked off. Right here, there's 3 of them. So is this an area we've already been to, or an area we're about to go to that takes us with this side quest? We still haven't gone to the upper section of the Draco's Deep yet either. Vamera. So nothing so far. Which again, it could unlock with this main side quest, I guess. Yeah, nothing on the map for it, so it has to be something we haven't unlocked yet. Okay. In both a serious and non-serious answer, magic. Yeah. Well. Got some red on you there, bud. Got some red on you. Hello, Blue Boar.
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
Weird.
You haven't been introduced.
No.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a bandit problem.
Always.
Indeed. Although you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine.
Thanks.
But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
Double quest?
What did you say to me? What did you say?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem.
Right.
And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. Now, I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, these aren't side quests. They are just... The MSQ broke into 3 quests.
They're both as stubborn as the lover's pox, and every bit as irritating. The more one insists on their proposed plan of action, the more the other rails against it. Oh, they've successfully split the town asunder just when we should be standing as one.
He's still talking. Sorry.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
Oh, yeah. This is all... It's all red quest. It's just that it's broken up into multiple.
Fucking thieving bastards. As if life hadn't been hard enough round here since the fang fell.
Walk into a cutscene real quick. What's going on here? Hello?
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandit's ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Just gave him the mean mug. Hi, Clive. Hello.
Victor.
What's up?
What's he doing here?
Oh, I thought we were gonna like choose a side or something.
Sid. And Lady Jill.
Hello.
What brings you here?
Quest markers.
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Good talk. All right. Oh, okay. And then?
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
All right.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Do we need to pick a decision or?
Well, if it were my namesake,
no.
He'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful.
We're still going.
Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
Good. Yes, good. All right. More talking incoming.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city guard. With you as captain.
Me? I don't know about that.
Oh.
Here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, Commander of the Red Wings, the
the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
What?
A pleasure, my lady.
Okay.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canberra to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True.
This is weird that we're not necessarily lying to them, but
The crystal's cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us.
well, we kind of are.
You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 score swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend the
Yeah, it has a question mark. Lady Jane question mark. Yeah.
striplings?
Yeah.
That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you?
It's a nice little touch.
Absolutely not.
Mm.
We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
Nice ascot, by the way.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest candle in the crypt.
Wow.
And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid.
Dude, the light is so weird.
Lady.
I mean, obviously I have subtitles on for streaming. The lighting is so weird. It's like awkwardly like purplish. It's like a weird sickly purple.
My shop.
Oh, this place is effed up. Hmm?
If I had my pickaxe, I would.
If you had your pickaxe, you would have what?
They're not done with us yet. They'll be back for more.
The music right now.
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we may yet be allowed to
Never
keep
poke
it.
a hornet's nest, they say. Conrad's going to get us all killed.
Hmm. Look at that lighting in the back. It's
Here
so
he is
weird.
now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
What the f... Lord Underhill question
Lord
mark.
Underhill. At your service.
Underhill.
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Is that a Lord of the Rings
Says
reference?
that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the blight mean this season's
Yeah,
harvest
Underhill,
won't be
yeah.
enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly.
It's Frodo's
that is
code
the
name.
case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine.
Is Lady Jane
Prices higher
also another reference then?
can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought.
Because if Koji Fox is going to do that reference, then Lady Jane might also be to some other property. Yeah.
Meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Oh, she know that it's not... That I'm not some Lord Underhill?
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
Yes, because Clive is a rock.
Through it.
Exceed.
I didn't say it was good.
Yeah.
Merely that it produced the desired effect.
Yeah.
Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
Okay. The first couple of things that I find for under Lady Jane...
Convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
The only thing I see is that there's actually a Time Splitters character called Lady Jane. There's a lot of other, like, you know, Etsy store stuff or like products, but nothing that also is like a game or movie reference specifically, so not entirely sure. Maybe it's just the one reference, I guess. But yeah, but Lord Underhill is the code name
Mommy, I'm scared.
that Frodo takes when he is leaving the Shire. All right, hello Victor, we're back. I just walked down the street.
Good news, Sid.
All right.
Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles.
Uh-huh.
With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts.
Ah.
It appears they march for Dalamil as we speak.
Of course.
All of them.
Ah.
You're not serious.
So like 10?
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
11? There won't be enough, is what I'm trying to say.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Okay.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high.
All right.
But if this does not unite Dalamil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
Okay.
And we will do the same.
You have all those weapons right behind you. You've plenty of things to arm your militia with in this regard. Okay. Should we do any adjustments in the meantime? I might just take off Titan for the moment and just go Bahamut, just so I can see how his abilities work. At least the basic ones, to get some, you know, timing, whatever. Because we only have 2,000 ability points. We really can't do a whole lot. Because once we like spend to upgrade 2 things, then there it goes, right? That's it. And considering how much these even cost to unlock the limit break, yeah, almost 3,000. So we have to exchange points. So it depends on if I wanted to keep Judgment Bolt. Because that's the thing about how you balance your skills. If you're looking at 6 skill slots, I think you can get too jebaited by trying to use too many ultimates and then not having enough skills for like normal combat. Because you still need to have enough skills to deal with other things, or to have like a balance of, do you have 4 normal skills and 2 ults, or do you 3 and 3? Because you can, more ults you have, the more damage you can do in a stagger window if you're not Ifrit, if you're just Clive. But then you're not just going to use ults normally just to attack the stagger bar. So then you'd have less abilities to actually push down the stagger bar to do willpower damage. I wonder how well Satellite and Lightning Rod synergize. That could be pretty crazy. And also how Satellite and Will would work for just more hits. If you're in melee range and both are going, they would both be attacking while you were attacking. You'd have 3 sources of just attacks going to stack up the willpower bar. In this case, the stagger meter, if it was in that moment. Oh, lots of options now. Even more options coming into play. So let's just do default Bahamut just to see what it's all about.
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
You have to charge for a long time. Oh, wow. So only level 2. Still going. Damn, okay. Bahamut's abilities all seem very charge-based, for sure. Well, that's fine. Do I have to hold down the button on this, or it just keeps going? It just keeps going until I hit X. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, kind of weird. Uh-huh. Yeah, strange. Because it takes so long. Like, all of Bahamut's abilities just take a long time. I mean, they probably maybe take less time if you master them or upgrade them. Whoa, buddy. Don't poison mist me. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Weird. Very interesting. Hmm. Ow. Oh, we get the Wombo combo. Trying to figure out like where to use the abilities. It's a really weird. Like this. But it doesn't really do any damage? So strange. Yeah. Just want to see how much damage it did. Not much. Let's go for the parry there. Hmm. Because you're just locked in this pose, right? So I wonder, could you even do... Mega Flare would have to be upgraded if it charges faster. Because you could get them really low for staggering and then Mega Flare into a stagger window, but this takes a long time to charge. Yeah, he's just dead. Huh, weird. Strange ability. The charge speed of Mega Flare does not get faster on upgrade, just raises the cap. Oh. Impulse can just kind of use whenever. Flare Breath just sucks. Yeah. Yeah, the flare seems not very good. Not very good indeed. Things to sort out. Yeah.